Folks, here at DonBest.com, gearing up through the weekend. We love the get-out games, and that's what we've got for you. Games, plural. Brian Blessing, Pat Williams, a Monday night doubleheader. You like that, don't you?
I love the Monday night doubleheader. I would have it every week, but I don't think the NFL agrees.
You are going to be unbearable Monday.
Yes, I will be.
With the Bengals playing 4 o'clock Pacific time at Baltimore. Let's talk about this number, Pat. 6.5, range from 41 up to 42 for the total. Cincinnati, an incredible season last year. Rookie quarterback Dalton did a great job. Teams like that, and there's a group of them, tend to regress. You've got the sophomore quarterback jinx you kind of have to be worried about. And, oh, by the way, the Bengals got throttled in the injury department in the preseason. How worried are you?
They're terrible up the middle, especially in the offensive line, Brian. They lose Travell Wharton, their guard, Kyle Cook, their center. I heard Jeff Fain starting now. I don't even want to say that out loud. He was fishing somewhere, and they called him, say, you want to come play center for us?
Did he catch anything?
I don't know. That doesn't look good. Jermaine Gresham, who was Andy Dalton's second favorite receiver last season.
That's big. I like this kid.
I mean, he's banged up. Look, safeties are going to roll to A.J. Green all season. There's no surprises. The Bengals came out 7-1, Brian, against the spread in their first 8 last year. But then line makers, they got adjusted. Defenses, they got adjusted. This team's not going to sneak up on anybody. They have to be able to run the football.
Well, I'll tell you what. Last year, we talked about at the outset, some guys are made to be head coaches, some guys are made to be coordinators. We said look out for Houston because Wade Phillips, for as big a pinata as he is as a head coach, is an incredible defensive coordinator and a guy that really a lot of people just don't know that much about is Zimmer. He is a terrific defensive coordinator for the Bengals.
And the Bengals shocked everybody because Mike Zimmer was interviewing for head coaching jobs, and Mike Brown, OE with the tight pockets, he stepped up and paid Mike Zimmer like one of the top coordinators in the NFL. So
let's go to the Ravens side of the equation where we think of defense when we think of the Ravens, and maybe that's a boo-boo because Ray Rice is as good as it gets from an all-purpose perspective. Bolden solid, and Torrey Smith now gives them the lightning rod on the outside. They can put points on the board.
Well, they're going to go to the hurry-up, no-huddle offense. They experimented with it in the preseason. Joe Flacco, very excited for the new offense. Ray Rice, he's gutted the Bengals in his young career, and Smith beat him deep a couple times last year. So very interested to see how the Bengals are going to adapt to Ray Rice and the long passing game of the Baltimore Ravens.
Let's go to the absolute get-out game for Week 1. If you remember a few years back, San Diego and Oakland played on a Monday night, and it was a mash unit. Guys just getting carted off the field. They don't like each other. Very physical. We know that's going to be the case, especially in the black hole, where Oakland's a 1-point favorite. The total on the game is 46. Can you, and if you come up with a good answer, I'll buy you lunch. Can you give me any reason to think anything will be different in San Diego with Norv Turner finding a way to get this team to not be asleep at the switch in the first month of the season?
I don't know what the deal is in San Diego. They always come out horrible, but you would have to think that Phillip Rivers, who's one of the best field generals, Brian, in the NFL, is going to at least have this offensive unit ready to play. They're very sketchy as far as the wideouts go. Ryan Matthews probably not going to play in this one, but we can always count on Antonio Gates getting open, catching the ball, making first downs. Phillip Rivers, as you know, he battled turnovers last year. And speaking of turnovers, the guy playing for the Oakland Raiders at quarterback, he'll throw to the other team as well.
On any given day, the Raiders can be very, very, very good. Now, from a depth perspective, that's a completely different story. But in this spot, we know McFadden's healthy, and he can be a game changer, and he should make Carson Palmer a better quarterback.
But if he goes down, which he has in 3 of the 4 years he's been in the NFL.
Who do we go to?
He's only played 13 games once in his career. His backups, Michael Bush is in Chicago, so they can't pull him off the bench. How about Tywan Jones? Guess where he went to college? Eastern Washington. And Mike Goodson, who was a backup running back at Texas A&M, he didn't even have a carry in the NFL last season. The Oakland Raiders better hope Darren McFadden stays healthy.
Well, they'll at least be able to address a depth and running back position in the first round for the next couple of years down the road. Wait a minute.
No, they have no picks. Oh, by the way, Brian, I think it's worth noting Denarius Moore and Jacoby Ford, a couple talented receivers there for the Oakland Raiders, both playing hurt. They're questionable for this game, so make sure you check the Don Best screen for their availability. before you bet on Monday night.
It's going to be a great weekend, and it is wrapped up with a doubleheader on Monday night. We've got you covered all football season long. We are off to the races. With Pat Williams, I'm Brian Blessing. Have a great football season here at DonBest.com.